Does this depict the Elder tribe?
Elder comes from an ancient word, meaning only the old ones. It was an alias given by our ancestors to outsiders who visited the village in the distant past. As for our original name, you know it well by now. We were humans.
The human tribe. So Luis's words...
There is no human tribe. Tribes, as we know them today, did not exist then. We were all one people. Humankind.
A world united. But wait, the ruins on Virga Island, there's nothing...
A war. One that all but destroyed the world past. But its destruction... Do you wonder what they battled over? Without they were racked by division. Over the abstract, undefinable idea of rightness. And any idea of absolute rightness is born of fear. That fear flooded the world and gave way to war. And their age of prosperity came to be called the people we now call tribes were either born of artificial division for the sake of the war effort, or natural adaptation to survive the hellscape after.
Unbelievable. We've met plenty of people caught up in pointless conflicts. Given the choice, I know they'd rather live in a world without tribal division. And yet the truth is, that world's already fallen apart. More than that, it's how we all got here.
Such drastic physical changes would normally have taken eons to effect. Accelerated by Magla, however, it was only a matter of a scant few centuries. You understand now, yes? We, the Elder, are the survivors of the old world. Our ancestors fled the flames of war and thus escaped the ensuing divisions.
It beggars belief. Tis nothing short of astounding. But then...
By the war's end, both sides were consumed by fear. Their magical assaults escalated with each retaliation. Rampant Magla distort humans are what remains of that branch of humankind that succumbed to melancholia. Broken, horrifying testaments to their... Some persist, breed, and multiply as any beast does. Others live centuries of agony. Regardless, when the 8 tribes settled in this land, our claim to the human legacy was forgotten. To the people, therefore, we took on an alias instead. The same one by which we are known today.
So, the old world couldn't control its magic, and... Wait. How does the Sanctus...
Indeed, what are magic igniters to you? Tools for the Church to shackle the people, perhaps? Or weapons that hide... In truth, it's the opposite. Igniters are tools made to limit magic. Restraints made in... The Sanctus Church of today is muddied by greed. But its faith was born of good intentions. At times, they preached we must close our eyes to the truth when it would only lead us to ruin. By this benign tenet, history was a...
I had no idea. There's a grim irony in that.
His Majesty only hid his son's ancestry to protect him. Yet in the end, that meant Forden could attack the village under any pretext he liked.
With all that said, you have now reclaimed your true form. The friends that, as you are now, you may walk the path of the rightful king. The path of a modern world.
The sovereign's power. Thou king to be, entrusted with the will. Yet, anxiety itself is not something to blunt. reject or desperately cast away. It begins with a simple thing, acknowledging its existence. Accept thy weakness, walk forward alongside it, and thou wilt grow strong and true in its company.
And besides, let's do it. Let's fight.
That's it. I've made up my mind. I'm with you to the end, no matter what.
Where's this coming from?
Before we got there, this guiding voice thing told me my duties were over. But what am I gonna do? Just go, okay, bye? Especially after we've come this far together? No. I'm going to face Luis with you, even if it is scary.
Even you've got to cope with anxiety, eh?
I've realized something in our travels. Anxiety can lead people astray. But overcoming it makes a person stronger. There's always anxiety in the unknown. I know what it's like to be afraid of something I don't understand. That's why I think it's my duty to help people face and connect with their anxiety. Is that okay? From now on, it's not about orders. I'm with you, because I want to be.
I'll be counting on...
Same here. Stick...
Well, we're past the worst of it. But the problem remains. Luis's dark magic. We've seen it turn the boy into a monster. And no doubt he can do it again.
A forbidden spell, turning sane mortals into the fearsome human monsters. In other words, a destabilizing magic. This man named Luis.
Luis has been...
What do you wish to know?
Who exactly...
Every time I heard of his doings in the wider world, his knowledge of humans, his skills in magic, his grasp of darker arts, they're all beyond a mere soldier to begin with, however prodigious. As it happens, a name does occur. Among those old families who perished in the fire, there was one by the name of Caradrius, a family of doctors, I believe. In an effort to better heal the ills of the people, they had studied spells much like the ones he now exploits. The details are long since lost to the fire. But if Luis bears our legacy, that may be the reason for his vast knowledge.
Wait! What about Luis's ambition?
There is no known magic strong enough to turn many people at once, and none that can be cast quickly.
Even if it was possible, I don't know what it would accomplish. But this is Luis we're talking about. Who knows what he's thinking?
What do you wish to know?
What is this forbidden spell?
The essence of magic is in the control of Magla. However, just as its chaos may be calmed, it can also be deliberately pushed out of control. That was what you saw. He whipped your innate magic to a frenzy and you were lost to melancholia. Just as the humans of the ancient war once were. In every age, the cause and effect are the same. People learn fear, become slaves to their anxiety, suffer.
Pardon me.
Magla is a substance born of the heart, generated when one feels anxiety or fear. In this way, it is by virtue of the anxiety in our hearts that we gain the power, but in turn, those burdened with more without the willpower to face your fear, the Magla overflows, with the world embroiled in chaos. These outbursts of swollen magic may be...
'Tis the answer to everything. The melancholia crystals.
Hold on. If Luis's art is rooted in bringing out this chaos, then anyone might be next. He said he became a monster because he's elder, but that wasn't the complete story.
Indeed. All people today are ultimately descendants of humankind. Yet as long as you have the strength to confront your fears...
But if he would turn people into humans, if in the end...
If there is any motive for such cruelty, if Luis is truly from this village, then their fire would have cost him everything. Such unjust even if it meant wielding a magic that twisted life into something terrible, instead of a...
Who goes there? Someone flees!
That's him! The malformed assassin who struck at the prince. He's bound for the wood.
After him!
Hello.
No.
Ready?
Stop!
You? Zorba. So it was you behind the attack?
Indeed it was. I killed the prince, though he died all too easily. And the odd thing was, his aura felt awfully similar to yours. So I decided to bide my time a while and listen. And it's a good thing I did. There really is something stranger going on. Who are you? Are you the prince or not? Whatever your answer, I must report back to Lord Luis.
Do you have any idea what Luis is really scheming? If he becomes king, everyone in this country is doomed.
If that is what Lord Luis so desires, then I shall see it done.
It's almost impressive how blind your faith in him is.
I suppose it's just easier to follow instead of thinking for himself. He's forgotten anything he really wants.
What did you intend to do? The crown is too heavy a burden for your... Lord Luis is the true...
He is no imposter. Here.
This guy shows up again, just... Okay. All right, let's take it down and then get after Zorba.
Maybe not. This is it! Come on!
Persona Master! Burn! Great.
In the name of just... the power of lightning!
Burst forth!
More apples? Quick, knock them off again!
Prince! The magic speed! Let's push through!
I've got Persona Master! Raging fire! They sure don't give up easy.
I call upon royal power within! Hack and slash!
To ever greater heights!
I shall rise to the occasion.
Ha! I have never known such...
Excellent! I've grown more...
Tremble!
Yes, I've become stronger.
The bastard got away!
I say, you chaps boggle the mind. It's no mean feat to fight...
I'd hoped as much. You may yet...
It's good to see you're safe. We've certainly taken these powers a long way. But don't worry. At long last, the prince is safe. In a manner of speaking. Everything's going according to plan.
Still, what's our next move? The people think you a monster. We'll not find any public backing like this.
Alces once said that His Highness the Prince was a soul born into adversity. He is royalty and elder both, heir to the legacies of heaven and earth. He is water and fire, in condemned when the day comes that His Highness...
In his own words, huh? We have to fight for what he believed in. All the more reason we can't turn from this.
Right.
Come what may. My life is a shield raised in your highness's name. Are you prepared to fight Luis to the bitter end?
Of course. I'm prepared.
Yes, that determination is how we'll stop him.
If he ends up king, he'll be sending all traitors to the gallows. Not just us, but any innocent folks he doesn't find use for.
Look, I'm never giving up hope either, okay? All we have to do is beat him, right?
That's about what it comes down to, yes.
Yeah, it's not gonna be easy. But we work best under pressure anyway.
Your mother, she loved your father, and you would listen well. After all, an old crone like me can't take care of you forever. If you want to overcome your hardest challenges, you'll have to face them yourself. The world's fate is in your hands. Please, put an end to the tragedies of humankind's failures.
Yes, I will.
Our final battle lies ahead. We cannot lose. Yet, before all else, His Highness has only just awoken. Let us rest in the gauntlet runner for today, and advance to the royal capital tomorrow.
It's a bit strange, isn't it? I was convinced we'd been together for a long time. But I can't believe we've only just met. The beginning of my journey may have been a false memory. But my journey with you and the memories we've made, those are all real. Well, guess I'm repeating myself. But I'm glad we're working together.
Likewise, I'm glad to be your ally.
Yep. Though, I guess our toughest challenge is next.
The mystical fairy, Gallica. She who still keeps the virtues of the mage. Your tempered bond has become a fire-forged trust. Thus, a new pinnacle of heroism awakens within thee. By the grace of her newfound powers, work together to give truth to our hopes and fulfill thy destiny.
We've got the path to tomorrow in front of us, and I'm gonna lead the way. When things get tough, remember this magic. By the way, the Chieftess told me something about your novel. I wonder what your parents wanted you to get from reading it. What they hoped for you. I get... The part we're reading today is... the last chapter? The last chapter is about the ruler of a utopia. The one who governs this utopia must have an unwavering will. To maintain justice in this world, there are innumerable obstacles to overcome, yet, as long as one lives by their ideals, those who support them are sure to follow. A utopia is not the creation of a single mind or a single power. It is a world shaped by all its people. The last part sounds a little more metaphorical. There's a little more. However, even a utopia, what is a true utopia? So even the author of this book, Lady Cruaday, meant that little by little. With that in mind, I can honestly see why people would be drawn to Luis. But
Right.
You've got the power to change the world. And the one who gave it to you was, well, yourself. And that's what I'm going to help you with. That's my mission. My real mission. And I'm going to see it through.
I saw. As far as I know, there is no record of an archetype whose existence was only magic is so that
The foremost fate.
indeed. Yet by some do you understand? Used not as an unearned title of bloodline's chance, nor as that is what it truly means to be a Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Okay, all our preparations.
All this royalty?
'Tis proof that bloodline decides nothing.
Looks like this is gonna be our last mission. Any final words you want to say?
We can't give up.
Of course.
About the new stuff you've felt and learned since... Why is it that you want to be king? It's not about honor or power, is it?
I want to protect this.
'Tis the answer I hoped for. As your knight.
Well,
This place here.
let's move!
You see?
Yeah. After having made their arch, they head to Grand.
That Elden boy is nowhere to be found. I suppose it's only a matter of time.
Speaking of which, I don't see the general. The voice of the pro-Luis faction became too overwhelming. Why is this happening? Even if the Sanctus Church's favor has collapsed, why is it that Luis...
The public mind is the same as it's always been. It's too difficult to find answers in themselves, so they...
It's always easier to follow than to have to make all the risks yourself. Now that we are out of
Can you imagine Luis on the throne? Can you imagine what he'd do with us? We'd be the first on the chopping block.
Is this really the time for idle chit-chat?
Who are you?
Just a passing wastrel. Thought I'd drop in for a word since I was...
Well then, let us...
Lord Luis, your pardon. I killed the prince in the Elden village. I confirmed his death, yet it appeared...
Resurrected?
Yes. The boy candidate was the actual prince after all. Something about his soul having...
I see. So his ideal form was spun from... Whatever the case, this means the land's true prince. How interesting. After these...
Lord Luis, what is it? Yeah, I won't let it end like this. I have to do better. I need more power.
We'll soon be arriving above the royal capital.
Excellent. As planned, increase altitude and then...
Are you certain? We'll be heading...
Rest assured. That old...
Understood.
Let the final banquet begin.
Come on, any takers? Any bets for the other candidates? Remember, if Luis loses, a silver coin could turn into...
What are you trying to say? You think Count Luis...
Oh, no, of course not.
I'll call that bet. All in.
A Sanctus bigwig gambling away his tithes? This really is the end of the world. Didn't know his esteemed princely.
I mean, he's not really the prince, is he? Was actually a monster in disguise all along.
Must be tough, being an easy mark. It didn't take much for you to the fireworks went off the moment he said, "Behold." Remember? You don't think there's any chance.
Oi, churchman! You seen Count Louis?
An illusion, eh? Always struck me as odd. We all know Luis, the mighty human slayer, but how does he keep? Seems a bit convenient, if you ask me. Like he knows in advance.
Easy to nitpick and gripe about him, isn't it, churchman? Maybe someone needs to shut...
All right. Let's keep things civil, eh? No.
Oi! What's all this fuss about? Damn it! When Count Luis is king, you'll all be the first at the gallows.
Well, they're probably just as anxious as the rest of us.
It's more than that. Luis's respect for power is certainly cruel.
Even then, everyone's on edge. They'll jump at any excuse to argue and snarl at each other. Never seen it this bad.
Blind fanaticism and doom go Luis left saying that he'd be waiting at the royal capital. Only one place he could be. All eyes. What are we about to see?
Do you hear me, O king? Stubborn and deathless? This country is you and the other titled authorities. The country knows no war only because our very core is built upon a system of societal Hand over the royal scepter. The game is over.
Thou impertinent faith breaker, hast thou no shame in preempting?
Do you presume yourself a god? Is that why you wrought your face in stone and took it to the heavens? You're not...
How wouldst thou wield the king's magic?
To purify all that your kind have left to rot.
Only the people's chosen may take the throne. The royal scepter and its resting place remain beyond you.
This royal scepter, the royal magic. Why, someone can manipulate world-changing power by use of only a single scepter. Listen well, O king. So it's true. The country truly is putrid with sin. In other words, if I took hold of it now, then I would have the power to change the world itself.
How didst thou learn of this?
How?
Thou wert elder.
You were not always blind to this country's rot. When you visited our sanctum, I saw and knew the passion in your heart. And yet, what happened to our village? What happened to this country?
Oh.
You cannot stop me any longer. Nor can anyone else. Save one lone...
Snatching victory from the maw of catastrophe, the party descends again on the royal capital, Grand Trad, but they are greeted only by ominous skies. Their return hardly counts as a triumph, considering how they departed. Anticipating conflict, the gauntlet runner comes to a quiet stop.
What the hell's wrong with the sky?
Isn't that... Oi! That monster boy! Ah! That's why the sky's grown so hellish.
A more aggressive welcome than I expected.
It's useless. Words are cheap.
True.
His Royal Highness, the Prince, returns!
Luis distorted his form through strange and terrible magics, but the curse is now dispelled. His true form has been restored.
Oi, if that's really His Highness, then tell us why ain't His Majesty in the sky stop...
Because he's an imposter! Just like Count Luis said!
Oi! Calm down. And you! Never thought I'd see one of the Magnus brothers standing against Count Luis, even the thick one. He took in a parapus like you, and you spit on it. Only thing traitors deserve is a tight rope and a stiff beam. And you want us to...
Lady Juna, I can't believe this! I admired you! Why would you risk... I don't intend on dying with anyone! Besides, I'm still me!
Hey, you chief! Weren't you the wretch who got kicked out of the knighthood? Now you're with this pack of throne... Mustari girl! You ungrateful pagan! Count Luis brought down the Sanctus...
What is all this? The truth of the prince hardly matters to them.
We'll have your heads on pike soon enough! Leave! If they're just monsters, we can...
This is bad. They really are out for our blood.
Oi! Over here! Don't bother with them! No talking this one out.
We weren't away from the city that long. What happened? Why are all the people so bloodthirsty now?
The prince turning into a monster before their eyes still lingers in their minds. After all, a monster entered into their society disguised as a person.
No, that's not...
I know, it's not true. But truth and how it appears to the citizens are different beasts. Moreover, humans have been sighted closer than ever before. The royal capital's populace is unused to danger, so they've become suspicious of each other. How fares your neighbor? Do you run in circles with monsters in disguise? Are questions on the tip of every tongue. Ever since Forden's death, Luis has everyone on a knife edge. He's erratic, and nobody knows how he'll react to those who defy him if push comes to shove.
So, at the core of it, people are scared witless, and they cling to Luis as a savior, rather than the devil he is.
You well know that Luis cares not one whit about social status, especially as a token of birthright. No amount of wealth or standing can buy his protection. So even those who may have opposed him at first now counsel that condemning him would be imprudent, as it puts their safety at risk.
Then we're stuffed. He won't save anyone, and oh yeah, he can create humans, by the way.
Oh, that's all true then. I have my suspicions, but it's still a bit of a jolt. This all said, in my humble opinion, what we're seeing in the people now has been in the works for some time. Now, has the tournament for the throne truly ever been a fair contest? The Sanctus Church bent it to its whim, and I abetted that. To my shame. Before I met you people, now maybe that outlook's...
We've been told Magla is born from people's anxiety. Perhaps the proof is...
Kind of ironic, but we have to do something about it. If we don't...
I had the inn prepared. They won't let anyone in but you.
All right.
So irreverent.
Luis, rightfully oh!
Luis is the only one here. Smash it all to bits!
Everyone, I'm glad you made it back in one piece.
Have you changed?
'Tis quite a story, but...
I had thought all this business with declaring yourself the prince, but under the deception you were... Still, I mean, how do you get the whole...
Frankly, I doubt it.
Then what?
But you're still you. You came to help everyone, just like you helped me before.
Yes, that's right.
Good.
I see. So, even if no...
Even so, the gulf between us is wider than ever. The people have all but...
Hard luck for the honest knight. And not much room left for civil debate now that Luis is openly advocating. Anyway, if there is a key to turning the tide, first place I'd... You saw how violent and volatile the city folk are now. But I've been keeping an eye on the royal capital while you were off on your jaunt through the woods. Frankly, it's as if they've been
You're implying it's Luis's doing? Or the...
Don't know. But the change in the citizens is certainly odd.
On the other hand, it may well be bait for a trap.
There's gotta be something up there.
Then it's settled. Head to the royal palace and put a stop to whatever Luis is cooking up. With that, and we'll fight in the ways we can.
Indeed. Maria...
Right.
I'll always believe in you. We'll all do our best, so you...
Indeed.
We're counting on you.
'Tis too late today for a grand charge, I fear. Let us take a night's rest, and on the morrow...
What to pick?
Oh, hell.
What now?
Come on.
Good night.
The day of the hero draws near, which shall see the crowning of a new king. 31 days remain.
To all the people,
this fight?
Soon, on the dawn of the day of the hero, the one who I bid thee forget.
Wasn't expecting to wake up to such a spectacle. But I suppose that confirms it. This is where it ends.
Luis has already fortified himself behind the palace walls. Could they...
Or perhaps...
However disturbing the world looks now, 'tis...
Sky look...
Well...
But it's Luis who has the most...
Sure enough. Come to think of it, what do we all...
Maybe...
A little broad.
I don't really know what everyone's talking about, but everyone who's seen you and your friend... Because, you know, you've got all the tribes in your team. Everyone's different.
A fair point. You're quite right. It is a hard thing to word, so... forgive my fumbling. But perhaps... 'tis a matter of stand...
If you keep on believing in what you want, and you...
That's right, love. I can think of plenty of people who would be much happier if they took a page from your book.
I see now. This is surely...
Best of luck, Your Highness. After all...
Right.
Well, we'd best keep an eye on the calendar. The king's deadline was the dawn of the day of the hero, so we've got... And that won't be the end of things, either. Even if people come to the... Personally, I think we should prioritize our main objective here. I'm sure we'd get it done, but we have to make...
We've got a few days left. So... it's up to you how we spend them.
So
So Luis is hiding in the floating royal palace here. Let's see here. Let's see here.
Let's put an end to this.
So?
Smash it all to bits.
All right then. Let's go.
Hey!
Hello there.
Yeah. Oh. Good.
Understood.
Good. How nice.
Ah, I get it.
How nice.
Ooh. Hello. Help me, Will. Much gratitude to you.
Let's give it a shot. That's where you...
We'll face danger here.
Help me. Ooh.
All right then. Go.
Well. What's the world coming to?
Is it Luis or
Talking nonsense, you are.
All right. Where to? Where to?